How's it going, guys? So brand new video for Blade Soul. I want to talk about the class change system. Now, the last video I did on this got over 2,000 views, so thank you guys for that. That's actually really awesome. And so with that, I want to expand more on kind of how it's going to work and answer some many questions I've seen in the comments for that video, because obviously there's a lot of attention on that with the views I got. People really want to know about that system. It is very interesting, of course. So I want to kind of make a follow-up video kind of explaining more details about it, because I basically just kind of explained Virginia class change system, but I didn't really get to go into detail because I didn't want to make that video too long. But anyways, let's talk about it. So basically right here, this is the same thing that we have on the Korean website, which I showed you guys, but it's a class change system for existing characters. They have it on the NCUS website now. So first thing I want to clarify for you guys is that this class swap system will not be like Final Fantasy 14. I saw some people asking, is this like Final Fantasy 14 where you could change to any class you want? It's not the same thing. Basically, if you guys are familiar in Final Fantasy 14, you could change to any class you want just by changing your weapon. So if you're like a tank, you switch over to healer or DPS class whenever you want. Every single class in the game you can play. Samurai, ninja, healer, everything you want to play, you can play on literally just on one character. And the benefit of that is it's very casual friendly because you don't have to level up a whole new character, go through the whole storyline on another character just to play a different class. You can play any class on one character. So that system is not going to be in Blade and Soul, unfortunately. I actually am a pretty big fan of that system. It's very casual friendly and very fun because if you get bored of tanking or healing or whatever, you just swap to a new class. It's not a big deal. But that is not the case with this. So how it's going to work is it's going to be a voucher. If you ever play Blade and Soul, you're probably familiar with their Hamon store, and they have the voucher section and the services, which allow you to do different things to your character. They have a race change voucher if you're sick of being a rat. I haven't been sick of being a rat for over 5 years, so that's definitely not going to change anytime soon. Also, if you want to change your name, you can change it right here. So basically what I'm getting at is that you can change all these things with these vouchers in the cash shop. Now, the same thing is going to happen to this class change system. So what you're going to do is it's going to be a voucher in the store like these are, and you can buy it and allow you to pick the different class you want to play as long as it's in the limitations of your race. So for example, I am a Lin. If I want to change my class, I cannot change to a Destroyer. You know why? Because Lins cannot play Destroyer. So it is within the limitations of the races. You can't just play any class you want, unfortunately. So just keep that in mind. Honestly though, I feel like they should just make every race play every class at this point, because I mean, you literally have Lin Assassins, Lin Wardens. I mean, why not just have a Lin Destroyer? It's not like, oh, they're not going to be able to play the Destroyer. You have Lin Wardens with the giant sword. It's the same thing, just with the axe. So basically, in my opinion, I think they should just let every race play every class at this point. But that's a whole nother topic, right? What I'm saying is that you would buy the voucher, and it'd be in the store right here, and you could change over to any class you want with the same gear you have on this character. So for example, all this gear I have right now, it'd be the same as that gear. So let's say I wanted to swap over to like a Lin Gunslinger. Basically, the voucher would change all this gear into a Gunslinger type weapons and accessories. So I would have a Thornbreaker Stage 8 pistol. So the same as that gear, same stage and everything on all my equipment. Everything would be the same, gems and all that, but it would be on a whole new class. So that's the point of the voucher. Now, of course, it's going to cost money because it's in the cash shop. You'll probably be able to buy it with Hamon coin like you can with all the other services, of course. But honestly, trying to get enough Hamon coins is going to be probably pretty difficult because it's going to be expensive. Let's keep this in mind. So a lot of people are kind of wondering what's the price going to be. Well, we don't have exact pinpoint on what the price is going to be, but judging from the various other vouchers they have already, you can kind of get a pretty good idea. So let's give a kind of example. If you want to get a name change voucher, like you're sick of the name you have right now, you want to change that, it'll cost you 1,200 NC coin, which is $15. Now that alone, in my opinion, is pretty pricey because you're simply just changing the text of your character. Like, it's a lot of money, which $15 for this, in my opinion, is kind of pricey just to change your name. I feel like it should be like $10 or less, but that's NC soft for you. And then you have the race change voucher here, which is 1,400 NC coins, which is a little bit less than $20, a little bit shy of that. Like, I guess you could say like $18, which again is pretty pricey to change the race of your character. Now, judging off just those alone, and you look at things like the level 60 character boost voucher, which is $25, you can kind of get a rough estimate on what the class swap voucher is going to be. In my opinion, it's going to be around $25 to $30, maybe even a little bit more, because you have to factor in they're changing all your gear on your current character to a whole nother class. I feel like that's going to be a pretty expensive type system, because you can imagine if they're charging you almost $20 just to change the race of your class, probably going to be costing around $30 to $40 to change all your gear over to a new class. I really don't think it's going to be cheaper than $20. I don't see that happening, mainly because I just feel like too many people will be able to swap the class too often. That kind of leads you to the other point though, of if this is going to be on a cooldown. I would be kind of surprised that they just allow you to just buy this over and over, because basically people could just like what, change class like 5 times in a week. I feel like there has to be some type of like cooldown system where like you can only do it like once per month, or like at least like once per week. Otherwise, as I said, it must just be like really expensive, like $30 to $40, so that you can't do it a ton of times. I feel like it'd be a little ridiculous if someone could just like change class every week. I don't know. That just sounds kind of crazy to me. Like, I'm tired of this assassin. I played it for a week. I want to play Gunslinger, just buy another voucher. I want to play Astromancer, just buy another voucher. Like, I mean, it would make NCSoft a lot of money, so who knows? Maybe they would actually do that, which is funny, but I just feel like that'd be way too often. I feel like it has to be like a once a month thing at least. Like, just make up your mind, damn. But I don't know. All jokes aside, it's going to be in the cash shop. It's not like Final Fantasy 14. It is going to be a voucher, and it's probably going to be at least from the $20 to $40 range. So keep that in mind. Save your money if you want to buy this voucher in the future. So that's really the information I have now. Once we get more information on the exact price point, I will let you guys know if there's any other details on limitations or what you can or cannot do, like a cooldown period, as I mentioned. Again, I will let you guys know. We'll get more information as we get sooner to the Unreal Engine 4 release. Just wanted to give you guys some more information on basically what's going to be happening with it and how it's going to work in the game. I appreciate you guys watching the video. As always, leave a like, sub to the channel, and I'll pump out some more Blade & Soul content for you guys very soon. Also, I am going to be putting out a bunch of new player guides. They are coming. I have an all classes overview that is also coming, basically covering all the classes, how they work. So I do have that in the works. So just, I got some good stuff coming, I promise. Anyways, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one soon.